thanks for clicking on today's video. Today I'm going to be setting up my planner for November. And my planner is the Sterling Ink Common Planner in the N1 size. That is the one that is similar to Traveler's Notebook size. I have the full year version, and she's very chunky. She's getting nice and thick because we are nearing the end of the year, so all of the pages are fluffed up and I have a lot going on in here. Today we're going to set up for November, and I'm using the Sterling Ink subscription kit as well. I did receive this because I'm subscribed to the subscription kit. So I'll show you what we've got. So this is one of the vellums. I'm going to fight with the glare just a little bit, but that's one of the vellums. Very pretty. And then this is the other one with slightly less stuff on it, but still super full, very floral. So that's the other one. And then I'll pull out the actual stickers. So I have to admit, today's a Monday and it's feeling like a Monday. By that, I mean, I'm just not into it. I'm just not into the week beginning. Normally I actually feel like this on Tuesdays, but for whatever reason, I'm feeling like this on a Monday. So here is the calendar that comes inside the kit as well. And then stickers. So I get the full subscription kit. There is a larger kit that is called the deluxe kit. And then there's a smaller kit. I don't know if it's called the sample kit. I could be wrong. But I get the one in the middle. So I get the full subscription kit. And along with the calendar and business card that you get, like the little mini calendar and the business card for the month, we also get tabs for November. And working backwards a little bit, these numbers also always come in every kit. And this is very handy, comes in very handy, especially when you need to redate something, which I did do for October. I did another experiment where all the weeklies are different, and I kind of ignored the layout that comes in the planner and drew on my own. So I was able to use a lot of the stickers from these that I've been collecting over the past several months to redate all of the layouts. So the first thing, and I'll take you to like a, I don't know, I think like a plain or blank section in here. I don't have a lot of blank spreads, but I'll take you to a blank spread here. And we get the washi strips. That is, we get 2 of those. And then some larger floral elements with a larger scene sticker. It's actually like a home with a bay window. Really pretty. Looks like a relaxing environment. And then some more decorative stickers. These are the edges and borders. And we have some more scene stickers. Even more scene stickers. These are more like, these have some scenes, but also with more florals layered in, which I really do like. And then we have just scene stickers and some of those decorative elements. And in the kit comes 2 vinyl stickers. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is a scene from the October kit. I don't know if something happened with my one from the October kit. Like, was I missing one? I don't even know. I don't remember. But I know that this image is from the October kit. This one is from the November kit, both of which will be used in my planner. And then this is the little sticker sheet that comes as a freebie usually in any of the orders that you would order this month, well, through November. And then the November month headers. So those are all of the components in the kit. And I explained it's a Monday. I'm feeling very Monday-ish. Usually I actually feel this way on Tuesdays, which I think I explained in a previous video. So you know how you get like the Sunday scaries and you're like, oh, I got to go back to work tomorrow, dreading it. And then you wake up on Monday and you're still like, I'm normally raring to go on a Monday. I'm excited. I'm ready to get the week started. I'm pumped up. It's weird But my problem with Mondays is I tend to pack way too much stuff into a Monday. Then I'm wiped out by the end of the day. And then at the start of Tuesday, I'm like, you know, ugh. It feels like a Monday. So usually Tuesdays are my Mondays. However, today is a typical Monday. The Monday is Mondaying. I feel like I'm just moving slow with everything, but that's okay. We're just chilling. So I have not set up my swatch page for the month as of yet. I usually will do that a little bit ahead of time, but I didn't. So we're going to do it together. And I like to often use one of these stickers from the Edges and Borders little sheet here, because it usually will encompass a lot of the different colors in the kit. So that gives me a good template to work from when I'm picking the washes that I want to use. And also I like to use this little freebie sticker because usually there are duplicates here that are somewhere else in the kit. So I don't feel like I'm wasting a sticker on this page. Now, at first glance, I do feel like this sticker might be a good one to use. It does have some of those purples in there, and I'll bring it a little closer. So it does have some of those purples in there as well as all the other colors. I think, what are these, like blood oranges? This one is a decent one to use as well. It has some of the lace elements. Now, the issue, I guess, is the fact that I feel like I would want to use these two stickers somewhere in my daily or weekly spreads. So I don't want to use it necessarily on this page, but they're, like I said, both great examples of a sticker that shows all the colors in the kit. I do have my washies. Maybe I'll start by putting those down. So how's everyone else doing? How are you guys feeling on this? I was about to say on this Monday. It's not necessarily Monday for you. It could be, but maybe not. But how are you feeling as we are nearing the end of 2024? I was about to say 2023. See, I'm a little off today. But how's it going for you? What have you been up to? What are you looking forward to? Aside from the holidays, maybe. Like, what are you looking forward to? I feel like that's everyone's default at this time of the year. Everyone's looking forward to the holidays. Likely, possibly just looking forward to having time off from work. But also maybe just interested in seeing family, friends, hanging out. But aside from work, aside from like having a vacation or time off, what are you looking forward to as the year is coming to a close? Not exactly sure what I'm looking forward to. I have been thinking though, that maybe I'm in like this really, really highly productive phase of my life. And my son, it's also maybe a tangent. My son is 13. And for the past couple of weeks, maybe less, not weeks, but for the past, who knows how long. I mean, he's a kid. And I feel like when kids repeat the same things, it drives you bananas. But he has been talking about being in his winter arc and he's locked in. And I had no idea what he was talking about until recently. I saw a video of someone on YouTube. It was like a fitness video. And she was talking about being in her winter arc. And I was like, oh, I guess it is a thing. And it's where you're really focused on your goals. You're really like locked in for the winter months. You're on top of like being productive and really focused on your schedule and prioritizing the things that are important. And I certainly feel like I'm kind of in my winter arc in some kind of ways. I think I'm going to use this sticker and just maybe cut off this white flower and use that someplace else. Not going to be a perfect match, but I feel like that's a good compromise to still use something that shows a lot of the colors from this set, even though it doesn't show the orange or whatever that fruit, that citrus fruit appears to be. So anyway, I guess I'm in my winter arc. I'm focused on being, I don't know, kind of like getting back into my schedules and being regular as it relates to that. I talked about it in my life reset video, how I'm feeling like you know, I need a life reset. And for me, that comes in the form of like routine resets. So that's what I've really been focusing on. I feel like maybe I need more tape. I'll hold on a minute. Part of me really wanted to pull out this tape that I got from High Paper Cloud some time ago, but I also feel like I used it a lot back in September. Maybe I need a break from it. And I also feel like I need maybe a wild card kind of tape in this combo, not all purple. But I digress. We'll get back to that. So yeah, I think I'm in my winter arc. I'm really focusing on getting my daily routines together, specifically my morning routine, where I have, and I explained in that video, you can check it out if you'd like. I'll have it linked for you as well. But I explained how I wanted to revise my my morning routine and what I'm doing at specific times of the day to make sure I'm getting on the things that are really important to me and not neglecting those things. So for me, part of that is working out. And I had tried to work out like in the middle of the week. Middle of the day, and it just doesn't work for me. I have to do it first thing in the morning or else it's just not going to get done because I get so focused on so many other things that I forget to circle back and come back to working out. Do I want 850? I want something that's like a light pinkish. Or what if I do 910? Like a light color, but not light tan. That's what I'm looking for. I think 910 might be good. I think it's called Opal. All right, so that's 4 Tombow markers so far. So that first one, like I said, is 910. Then I have 623, which is also known as Purple Sage. And then I have 679, which I feel like I used a lot in September as well, which is Dark Plum. But it goes, right? And then 249, which I believe is Hunter Green. Yep, 249 is Hunter Green. All right, so I have some room for additional Tombows and additional tapes. But this is where we're going to leave it for right now, because I feel like I could obsess over this for far longer than I need to. But it's time to move on. So I am in my winter arc. I'm focused on focusing. I am really locked in, as my son continues to say to me every day, multiple times a day, of what he's doing. How is he locked in? I don't know. But he's locked in. And he's in his winter arc. So am I. So we're doing this. We're in this together. And I've been really focusing on getting my morning routine together. Oh, I've also taken on like more work projects, which may or may not be a good thing, may or may not be a smart thing. I'm thinking about using this here, but that would require me to cut off the end of this sticker. I'm not doing that. It is way too pretty to cut off. So if I do my typical washi here, and excuse me if I'm jumping around way too much. It's just par for the course. It's just what I do. It's just how I'm feeling today. So what if I put this over here that completely covers up the 25th, which is a Monday. I have nothing going on, so it doesn't matter. Also, if you're new around here, I don't mind covering up calendar boxes. I will just write it in another box and like point an arrow over. It's all about the aesthetics, okay? So I'm fine covering up a box. So I'm thinking the 30th is a Saturday. It's less likely I'll have so much stuff going on that day that I could cover it up and I could leave a little part available. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this whole washi across the middle and then put a tape underneath it or below it. And I might go with this one. This one I thought was weird, but right now as I'm looking at it, I like it because it's a little weird, because I guess you wouldn't expect it. This kind of geometric type playful pattern along with these florals, but I'm liking it. So anyway, I'm going to go all the way across the page with this. So what was I saying? I don't even know. I feel like this is a perfect example of what my day is doing, how my day is going. So if I'm being repetitive, please do excuse me. It's whatever, right? So yes, I'm in my winter arc. Oh, I was saying I did take on a new project, which may or may not have been advisable. in terms of, I just got a lot going on, but it was something that it is something I really want to do. It's something I'm really interested in, and it showed up in my life as an opportunity, kind of like a freelance opportunity. And no, I don't have time to do it, but yes, I'm doing it. So I've really had to reassess the priorities in my life in terms of work, that is. Not like, you know, family, health, or anything like that, but my work priorities and what projects I want to work on, what projects I would like to shift to, that sort of thing. So I am going to put this large sticker over here on the right. I will cut off a little bit of these leaves at the end, just so that I could kind of have half the box for the 30th. So that has thrown my routines into a tailspin. Not entirely my routines. It's kind of thrown my goals into a bit of a tailspin. So on the week that I was supposed to be starting a new 12-week year block, and I had it all planned out, I had it all figured out, what I would be doing for which weeks, so forth and so on. That is when I needed to like shift completely and start working on a different project. So I did have to do a bit of introspection to figure out which was most important for me at the moment. I also had to come to terms with a few things. So I'll explain. So this new project is like a freelance opportunity, and I am self-employed. Therefore, I don't turn down a whole lot of opportunities. You know, I need to make some money. So I was a little bit surprised that it came along, but it's cool. It's fine. I like that it came along, and I'm willing to, you know, dig my heels in and get it done, of course. I think I want one of these edge stickers. This one is like extra and over the top, but combined with the November might feel like too much. But I kind of want to bring the this washi up to the top as well. Okay, is there another sticker I could use instead of that one? Sometimes I've considered, and I've done this in the past, I'm sure, cutting these like half washi strips horizontally and using it like a top and a bottom. That actually is not a bad idea. But like I was saying, it's a new opportunity for me, and I didn't want to turn it down. It's something that I actually really want to do. It's not just about the money. It's something that I really want to do. So I had to figure out how I was going to do it. I had to figure out how it was going to fit into my life and into my schedules, completely knocking off course the other goals that I was focusing on at the moment. And the reason why I decided to shift goals is because, I guess if you can conceptualize, though both things I'm extremely interested in, there is a component of self-employment that is like, go with what feeds you first, or focus or prioritize on the things that is, you know, putting food in your mouth first. That doesn't mean to discount or discredit anything else. That just means to go with what feeds you first. So that has been my focus in deciding which area or which way I was going to go with this new opportunity. So this is how we're going to do it. So anyway, I've decided to pursue this freelance opportunity that has required me to shift some things as related to my winter arc, shift some things as related to my life reset, which is perfectly fine. I do believe we have to be adaptable in life because, you know, life throws us some curveballs here and there. With that, though, I do find that I can be very perfectionistic in a lot of areas of life. So there's a lot of other things that I'm focusing on, and I have to sort of force myself to pull away from a lot of those things that this new opportunity offers. So I have to remind myself to spread my focuses around, spread my time around. So that is required, kind of like a mental shift for me. I think I want to use 6/23 to note a few events that are day specific. Okay, so I have confirmed on my calendar. Thanksgiving is down here. Not sure why I thought it was otherwise. Thanksgiving is the 28th of November. So because I can sometimes be a little bit perfectionistic, slightly obsessive in starting new things, I have to remind myself, I have to just temper myself. I have to just slow down. I have to remind myself that I do have other things or other goals that I'm also trying to focus on at the same time. This is pretty much covering much of the 22nd, but that's fine. And then I'll use this jewel to denote Thanksgiving, which is the 28th. And then what else? I feel like I'm missing something, but that may be it in terms of what I need to actually note that are specific like days or like appointments. So I think this is the lowdown for my monthly layout for November. So next we're gonna move to the tracker for November. So yeah, I'm trying to, or this is another lesson in reminding myself to be not so obsessive in chasing after those goals, not to be so, I guess, blinded by those goals. I can't think of the word that I'm looking for, but I need to focus on them, yes, but also recognize that there are other parts of life that I need to focus on as well. That I know that when I'm focused on something, I'm like super focused, super locked in, but I have to like not. So that has required some adjustments from me. It's also meant that a lot of the time that I'm spending throughout October has been really focused on those things. I haven't given myself time to relax or time to chill out. So I have to remind myself to do exactly that. And I'm working on scheduling in some more relaxation and downtime. All things that I told myself that I needed to do in my entire life reset. So nothing new. I'm just feeling it a lot more than I expected to feel it right away. All right, so next is to set up my tracker, as I already said. And what I'll usually do is use one of these half washi strips at the bottom and then the November month header up at the top. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do here. So this spread is really straightforward. I did adjust some of the things that I'm tracking for October. I don't usually like to write everything in when I set up this spread, just in case I decide to, you know, take something out, add something in, move something around. So the same applies to setting this up for November as well. Just gonna put down the main framework and add in the actual months. I'm sorry, the actual habits that I'm tracking later. And the bottom is where I'm tracking most of that health information. So energy levels, sleep hours, those things I do also track in my health and fitness planner, but I do have a spot to track them here, even though I don't always track them here. And I've decided that the marker I'm going to use on my tracker for November is going to be the Tombow 623, that purple sage color. I've not used it previously. Not that it matters. I do just like to see like if I'm repeating any colors. This one's very close, but that's not it. So I'll be using that, and I might as well go ahead and put the header in here. And also the stickers that are on this spread are the horizontal number line from Sterling Ink. This is something I did not order for 2025 yet. I don't know if I will. I'm still going to need them. There's no doubt about that. No question about that. But I just haven't ordered them. Oh, because one of them was sold out. So I think she had the horizontal number line, but not the vertical number line, which is the one that I use in my one line a day. I just wanted to order them at the same time, preferably when I ordered the 2025 planners that I was using, but they weren't available. So now, will I place a separate order for those? I don't know. I'm the type of person who likes to get to free shipping. The free shipping minimum for Sterling Ink is $35, I believe. So I'm not buying $35 worth of stickers. So who's to say if I will meet the minimum with something else? Lord knows I don't need any more notebooks. I don't need any more planners for 2025. I'm pretty much all set. So I don't know. So I've already marked where my October monthly review is going to go at the end of the month. So that means the very next page is where I start November. And that is exactly what this little page flag is denoting. So that's where I am in life at the moment. I'm in my winter art. So looking at my dashboard from October, I'll do the same general format. Oh, I do want to look at the calendar and see where I would cut it off. I think I'll trim some of this over here. It does take away that blue flower, which is really pretty, but I might be okay with that. Oh, and I like how these lines also bring in that black and white as well. So I'll set it up in the same way with my washi down at the bottom and then the larger washi strip right above that. So yeah, that's where I am in my winter arc and my life reset progress. I actually thought that I would do, and I still think I will, do like an update for that life reset topic that I brought up, as well as some like subcategories or subtopics related to that in video form. So I'm pretty sure that's what I'll be doing eventually. So yeah, how are you doing currently? What do you have going on as it relates to your winter arc or any kind of reset that you felt like you needed to do? Or do you feel like now you do need to do one? Like maybe you didn't recognize it before, but now you do. Are you thinking about, and I feel like this happens, like you think about how you want to finish the year, you know, as it relates to, I guess, maybe goals that you might have set starting out the year. Like you assess, did I really make any progress? How did things go? Those are all the things that I do tend to think about as we get closer to the end of the year. I do, you know, that coupled with the fact that I do kind of just sort of tend to lock in towards the end of the month. I'm sorry, towards the end of the year when the colder months are here. All of that goes into my winter arc. And I will giggle every time I say that. All of that goes into this phase where I am resetting certain facets of my life and refocusing my goals, recentering myself, however you want to explain it. Have you felt like you found the need to do the exact same thing for yourself? And how do you plan to do that? I feel like we all need some help in figuring that out. Trust me, even though I make videos about it, I still need help figuring out how I'm going to do it. And sometimes things that I may have put in a video might shift. I might change my mind about exactly what I want to focus on, how I want to focus on it, or perfect example, goals change. So the goals that I thought I would be focusing on, now it's changing to something completely different, something unexpected. I am okay with it, but something completely unexpected. I had gotten a question about this tape that I use for my tip-ins. This is your regular transparent tape, similar to what we might call like Scotch brand tape. So it's that kind of tape, but it's thinner and it's probably not very good tape because I feel like I can use it similar to washi. So it doesn't stick down really strong and it's a good width to use for tipping in. Like it's not too wide. And I got a question about where I get it from, and I don't have an answer because it came with a tape dispenser that I bought, and it was like just the cheap freebie roll that was in there, and I found that it's really great for this purpose. So my roll is getting really low, and I wish that I knew how I could repurchase it or where I could repurchase it. So I do think for the next couple of months, I'm going to be focused on attempting to locate a replacement. Like I'm going to literally measure whatever millimeters this might be. Washi tape is usually like 10 millimeters or 15. Maybe this is like 10, washi is 15. I'm gonna do some searching around, likely on Amazon, to figure out where this or how I can replace the tape, where there might be like a good replacement for it. But I'm blabbering on. Point is, I got a request or a question about where I got it from. That's where I got it from. I have not yet found a replacement. When I do, I will be sure to include it in my Amazon storefront. That is for sure. Speaking of, there are other things that I use in my planning process that you can find on my Amazon storefront. Of course, that is an affiliate storefront, so I do get a small commission for anything that's purchased through my links on that storefront. I do often feel like it's redundant to put the month and name up here and then still have it over here. So I wonder if I'm going to skip. Should I skip doing that? I don't know. Before I decide, I'll just write in one line. Okay, I'm just going to put it there. Anyway, I write down what I'm focusing on for the month, any projects, what I'm reading, what I'm watching. So like anything I'm binging. I always feel like I'm going to spell something wrong if I'm talking while writing. Projects, I said that. Focusing, and what I'm learning, because I'm usually taking some kind of course. Oh, I could have put this here, but no, this doesn't really match. I'll find someplace else to stick that. All right, let me grab my vertical stickers for the right-hand side. And I have had the thought that for October as well as November, well, for the months that are coming up, including October, to add a bit more to my dashboard, kind of as like a review at the end of the month. So I did leave some space on the October dashboard to do that. So that is my plan. So again, these are the stickers from Sterling Ink, the vertical date stickers, and I just cut off the number 31 since November has 30 days. Put those down, and then I like to do like a little dividing line just to the right of those. So yeah, I put down all the things I'm reading, focusing on. I am really trying to get to my Goodreads goal for the year 2024. I think my goal is 36 books. So I put that around like 3 books per month. In the first half of the year, I was terrible at that. I pretty much didn't read a whole lot. So now it's like a last ditch effort to try and cram as many books as possible. And I've assessed that I need, I think it's 16 by the end of the year. So I'm currently in October. So I can get to 16 by the end of the year if I read, I think I was gonna focus on reading 6 books per month. So that would bring me to 18 over October, November, December, thereby reaching my goal. I think I can do that. Especially one trick that I like to use is to incorporate novellas or short stories into the things that I'm reading. Maybe you consider it a cheat. I don't know. I don't. But that's what I like to do, especially towards the end of the year, because it allows me to fit more books in. So if I'm reading just like a short story that's less than 200 pages, that's pretty much the same size as like 2 of those is like the same size of 1 book. So I still count it. It's a full story that I read, and it goes into the count for my books. Another thing I've been doing, not related to my Goodreads goal, but I've been doing a lot of audiobooks, reading a lot of audiobooks, and I'm adjusting my language to say that listening to an audiobook is equivalent to reading an audiobook. And I think of it from the perspective of people who are not able to read, you know, visually, they can listen to audiobooks and it's still equal to reading a book. So audiobooks are reading. I digress. I'm not getting into a debate. That's it. Audiobooks are reading. So anyway, I've been doing a lot more audiobooks while working, and that is working out extremely well for me. So it's easy enough for me to get in 6 books in about a month. I say easy enough. I'm still like reading something constantly, but it doesn't feel like a strain. It doesn't feel like I'm forcing it. So in that regard, it's easy enough for me to get all of those books in. But I was thinking November or the winter months, I feel like are equivalent to fantasy type books for me. I am still in the ACOTAR series. I think I'm on book number 3. I haven't circled back to it just yet because I was maybe going to branch out to some other fantasy books or series. Fourth Wing. There's Fourth Wing and then Iron Flame, and then the third one, something about Onyx or whatever, is coming out in January. So I thought I might start that series for the winter months. So that is at the top of my list. But what do you suggest? Are you guys reading any fantasy books? Are you into any like fantasy series? I'm definitely a series kind of girl. Like I like a series. I like to continue them. I like to track them in my reading journal if you've ever seen any of my reading journal videos. So I do love a series. So are you into any like fantasy series at the moment? Or are there any books that you would just even recommend? Drop them down below. I would love to hear what you're reading or what you think I should read. All right, so that pretty much wraps up my November plan with me for this video. As you may have noticed, I did not include any weeks, and that is because, like I mentioned briefly, I am doing that thing that I did back in February where I'm trying out a different weekly layout for each week, and whichever one is the winner for me will be used likely for the whole of November. So I will admit, I've done 2 weeklies, 2 different spreads so far in October, and there is one winner of the 2. And for whatever reason, maybe because I'm biased, I don't know, I feel like that one winner will still win over the other 2 weekly spreads that I have yet to use. But anyway, we shall see how that all shapes out. But that is why I have not set up November in my weeks yet. Though I think I still will film it when I do that, and I will likely film it as some kind of short form video where I am setting it up and showing you what the setup looks like. So that'll be on Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts. So for sure, look out for that if you're interested to see what my weekly setup looks like. Also, I will obviously be doing, and I say obviously because it has been my trend for the year so far, but I will be doing a flip through of November. So you will even be able to see how, not only how I set it up, but how I actually used it, the weeklies. How I actually used the weeklies. And again, that video for October weeklies will be coming out likely early November as well. So definitely subscribe if you are so inclined so that you don't miss that video. But it should be up on my channel eventually. I say all that to say you will be able to see how I set up the November weeklies. And if you are a person like me who likes to see how the weeklies actually work, I will show you a video flipping through what the weeklies look like as I use them. Clearly need to buy a new fine liner. This is a 01. I need a replacement. All right, so once I get my pen inked up, or actually once I decide on which pen I'm gonna use for November, that's when I'll go in and write down all of the things that I have to mark for the month. And I will likely do what I usually do, which is transfer any of my little page flags and things as reminders of what I need to schedule for the month once the month gets here. So that, friends, is the end of my setup for November. We have my monthly layout, which I'm really loving. I love the purples. Like I said, I'm gonna lean hard into purple for November, the same way I kind of leaned into the blues for October. And I set up the tracker for November. This one's gonna be really pretty, using that Tombow 623 to mark my energy levels and all those other things that I like to track on this spread. And then my dashboard for November is all prepped and ready to go. I will fill in those headers for those sections. So my focus, reading, watching, listening, and projects. I will fill in those headers as soon as I get my pen inked up for November as well. And my 1 line a day over on the right hand side. So that's my full setup for November. I'm excited to use it. I am really liking the colors. When I first saw the kit, I wasn't so sure. Not for any reason in particular. I just wasn't sure if I was in the mood for the darker colors. Wasn't sure if I was in the mood for purple. Wasn't sure if I was in the mood for jewels and pearls. Whatever. I'm in now. I'm good with it. It's fine. So I am excited to see how the entire combination of all of the stickers that are available in the kit, how that all shapes up over the course of the month. Thank you so much for following along with me on today's video and following along with me on rambling about my winter arc, rambling about how I'm locked in and I'm focused. And I truly do. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.